Hi, this is an update for my review of the Era de Consortium, the 5th race expansion. A while ago I did a review of version 0.7 of the 5th race, and this time I'm going to talk about the changes in this finalized retail version, that is version 1.0.1 of the 5th race. I'm going to put the links below so that you can watch my review of the Era de Consortium core rulebook and of the 5th race expansion version 0.7. So if you want more details about the 5th race, you definitely need to check out that review, because in this video I'm going to focus on the changes and corrections and some more thoughts about the 5th race expansion. Well, let's start with the changes. The cover was modified. As you can see in the upper right corner, on the 5th race font, it was modified, and I think it was for the best, because even though the other font worked, it felt a bit like it faded a bit with the background. But with this new font and the decoration that looks quite metallic, it looks better. It stands out more. It looks more sci-fi, more professional overall with the Era de Consortium theme. Now, when it comes to the corrections, in my past review, I noticed a few errors and all of them were corrected. And that's great. It shows that the designer, Ed Jowett, pays a lot of attention to detail, because sometimes companies, because of lack of time or organization, they cannot make the corrections of any words or rules within the PDF, but in this case they were corrected and it turned out great. The 5th race presents some very important mechanics, but also more than anything, background information that shakes the setting of Era de Consortium a bit, but without disrupting the overall essence of the setting. With the 5th race, the Pleian Grathilon, you can see some important cultural, political, philosophical, and even, I guess you could say, prophetic changes to setting. You can see this threat of the Titans that we barely know anything about them. We don't know their objectives, if they have some sort of extraordinary abilities or powers, if they what's their technological level. We don't know. We know very little about them. So with the 5th race, the Pleian Grathilon brings this threat into awareness, and this grand scheme of things, that all of the races must work together against this common foe. However, this is going to be quite difficult, because as many of you know of Era de Consortium, there is a battle within the races, that is the Consortium against the Resistance. So the factions are simply not in harmony with each other. So it's going to be quite interesting and quite difficult for them to overcome this threat of the Titans that it's pretty much an unknown threat at this moment. So the places and details of this new race really add to the overall timeline of Era de Consortium. That's, as I was saying in other reviews of Era de Consortium, the greatest strength of Era is that you can choose any segment of the timeline and play in that particular event or section of the timeline, because there's a lot of detail, so many stories and lore to flesh out adventures and campaigns. So in the 5th race, in this expansion, you have all the details to create player characters and non-player characters. That is many details and information on background, specialties, but also you have new implants, weapons, armor, shields, and equipment. That is a means of protecting yourself, of fighting, and affecting the world around you. I like it that it really feels like it's an innovation that comes with the 5th race. So for example, we have the introduction of plasma weapons that are quite deadly, and you have some pretty nice illustrations. showing you how armor could be modified or has been modified to fit the general anatomy of the Plian Grathylon. And you also have suggested campaigns. These frameworks are perfect to build some adventures and around those ideas presented and tie all of those adventures and or missions to represent a campaign that feels that you actually affect something within the timeline of Era the Consortium. And something that was missing of version 0.7 were the example player characters, and here they are available. You have 6 pre-generated characters that you can easily fit or integrate into any existing campaign or create a new campaign using those characters. So my opinion remains unchanged of the Era the Consortium, the 5th race expansion. This is a great expansion that you feel that adds to the timeline. It doesn't feel like it's completing a missing part of the setting. It actually expands the setting, which is something that an expansion must do. It must add to the flavor, to the theme, to the background, but it also adds some rules-related contents, some new mechanics. So you definitely should get the 5th race. It's going to enrich the stories and all of the campaigns that you build around the setting of Era the Consortium. And I have to inform you that in about a month, there's going to be a new Kickstarter to bring out a new wave of expansions for Era the Consortium. So the setting, the future of the setting feels quite exciting. It feels like it will probably go down into RPG history as one of the most complex and richest settings, because this is one sci-fi setting that you definitely want to get into. And because it is supported by a time-tested mechanic of counting successes and exploding dice, you will have a lot of fun exploring the different aspects of Era the Consortium. And with the 5th race, you have a new perspective and angle on how to approach the entire lore of Era the Consortium. Well, in the future, I'm going to bring out more material related to Era the Consortium, more updates concerning the reviews that I did in the past of version 0.4 of other expansions. But I will also bring out new reviews, a review focused on a three-part campaign, and on a very interesting expansion that is perfect for this month of October. So I hope you will watch those reviews. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. See you later.